Hey everybody, welcome back. We are on chapter 2 of our garden tours. But before I start showing you what's going on in the garden this week, I just want to shout out and say that today, June 18th, which is Father's Day this year, turns out to be, really Spartacus, my 3-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. So hopefully this year we start to move along a little bit better. Every time I come out here, he does this. We'll talk about him. But anyway, so thanks for following along if you've been following along from the beginning. And let's start our garden tour. So I will start by showing you this growth. Since last week, it has rained every day, finally, since my last video. Look at the flowers on my sugar snap peas. Oh, actually we got one. Look at that. Hello. So we will start to harvest these sugar snap peas soon. Oh, I'm so excited. And actually my kids like to, oh, here's another one. They actually like to come out and just pick them right off and eat them. And they're so good. So I have some on this side and I have some on this side. And I've been trying to train them up the trellis here to get them coming in the right direction. But they look fantastic. And here's the carrots. I did throw in some seeds in some empty spots. So I still have been trying to keep this area a little bit more watered because carrots, they're so shallow right now. But they're looking really good. I'm really happy with them so far. Of course, the raspberries are out of control already. I do have to come through and check some of the tomato plants and start pruning some things off. Like here's a sucker that's starting to grow out of control. It's literally rained as soon as I get home every day, so I really haven't gotten out here too much. So I'll start, like this plant in particular, I will take the bottom of this off, and then I'm not going to do a ton with a lot of the suckers once it starts getting up to the top. Like these ones I may leave. I'll just watch them and see how they push down. If these end up pushing down too close to the ground, then I'll just take them off. These are, what are these? I can't even remember right now. These are all my Romas. So my Romas definitely, they are a determinate tomato. So I will let them grow really bushy and I will just let them go. See, like this is touching the ground and it's more of a diseased plant leaf. So I will just take that right off. The peppers, of course, the peppers are not happy because it's been rainy and wet. But they're coming along. Oh, that one I did from seed. I got to get in here and weed, definitely. But I mean, the cabbage, it's been cloudy and it's been rainy. So the cabbages have come right back with no problem. And finally, after getting sunburnt, the cucumbers are coming along pretty well. Actually, I think one day last week, I found a little cucumber on there, so I gotta figure out where it was. But like I said, it's been raining and I really haven't gotten out here, so like this is starting to vine, and I will find the most convenient place and start sending it through the cattle panel trellis. Yes, get out here. My acorn squash looking good. Yellow squash, our leaves are getting a little yellow. Our regular zucchini. Boy, these were the last ones to come up and they're the biggest plant so far, so I feel like that's pretty good. The flowers look pretty. I definitely have to get out here and deadhead these. If you know anything about petunias, you gotta keep them deadheaded and they'll grow more flowers. But look at the potatoes. They're just shy of chest height to me. But they're looking good. I'm waiting for this. Oh, here we go. They're starting to flower. And that's what we're looking for. They're gonna flower. The flowers will die off. and then they'll start putting all of their effort into making potatoes. So look at these bad boys. They are looking really good. Not a lot. Oh, look, a ladybug. I like you. Keep the ladybugs in your garden. They eat aphids. The green beans, I mean, I got a weed. So this is raw. I haven't touched this all week because it has been non-stop rain. So all the green beans. There's a couple empty spots there. Maybe I'll go through and plunk some more seeds in. But I mean, overall they're looking really good. These are bush beans, so they will grow up and they will bush out. They're not going to get super tall. Maybe 2 or 3 feet they usually get, but they won't get huge. Yeah, see, some of these need to come through here so I can start getting them on the trellis itself. And ooh, this is cabbage. This is a white cabbage, and these are broccoli and cauliflower. So these are doing good. Once it started raining, and then we got some shade. The poor things needed some shade, and now they're really taking off. They look so good. And then we have the red cabbage and the Brussels. Oh, these thistles. I gotta get these out of here. That's gonna be the bane of my existence all summer. And the stuff in the pots, I guess they're definitely smaller than in the beds. I mean, because this is a cabbage, and this is a cabbage, and this is a cabbage, and then this is another cabbage. So right here. So definitely a big difference between the pots and the raised beds. The asparagus, I'm letting it go. I got to get in there and weed. And then we'll go around and we'll check out the onions because they are doing really, really good. So last year I had a 6-pack of leftover spinach that I had just thrown here and left it all summer because last summer was a dumpster fire. So when these started coming up, I'm like, gosh, they look like spinach. And they are. So it must have went to seed and dropped seeds, and now I have little spinaches coming up. My oregano that I planted, I did buy this in a pot. The sage. My basil has been struggling. I need to do something with that or it's gonna just go. And again, we gotta deadhead these flowers. The lemongrass, once I took it out of the little tiny pot, it really took off. Whew, look, I have peonies. Yeah, see, it's been raining so much. I got to get these out of this standing water. I really just wanted to get these peonies kind of up and out and established, and then I can put them in a permanent place because they are perennials, so I really need to put them in a good spot. So they came up really quick, and they're looking really nice. And my chamomile is just about over, but look at this sucker. See, this is how I ended up with extra chamomile here from last year, is because these seed heads, they went to flower last year and dropped a bunch of seeds. So I think I'm going to try to get that flower once it goes to seed and get the seeds to drop here. So it kind of just went back and forth. Oh, look, here's the scapes. Here's my garlic scapes. So now this week, I should mark it on my calendar because these need to get a little bit bigger. And then I will clip these scapes off because this is actually the flower. This is the plant trying to grow a flower. And I don't want that because the plant will put all of its energy into making this flower. Honestly, I could probably do it today. And once I clip all of these, I will wait just a couple of weeks and then I will harvest them. So I guess I gotta make sure that when I clip the scapes that I document it or write it down so I know when to harvest my garlic. So here's the onions. They are coming up. There's definitely a big difference that I have seen over the years between the yellow onions grow the best where I live. Everything is going to grow differently in your area. That's just the way it is. And here in upstate New York, this is my yellow onions. So they're growing really well. They struggled a little bit because when I planted them, it got so fiercely hot and then it got cold. And these are reds, and then they turn into whites. The whites, well, of course, they have all this milkweed to contend with, but I really need the milkweed because I like to help out the monarch butterflies, so I try to let the milkweed just grow. Here's our attempt at growing the grass where the greenhouse was. I guess I gotta keep that watered. Sorry, honey. In this other spot, grass. This is all a shade most of the day. And yeah, look at this. My old asparagus is going to seed. Look at all these seeds. So I guess I didn't realize that you need a male and a female asparagus plant to have seeds. And apparently I do. And I did an experiment, and if you ever want to go back and see some of my videos, I did an experiment. I harvested the ripe asparagus seeds, and I actually planted them, and I did get plants. And there were some that came back up this year. I don't know. It's in a mess of a state right there now. Ooh, I'm gonna fall over. So it's hard to see it right now. But you get anywhere from 2 to 6 seeds inside these pods. They're gonna turn really, really cherry red and like really, really red. And once they're really ripe, because they start to get kind of squishy, that's when you know they're really ripe. But usually that's like late in the season. And like last year, I do know that I let my chickens in September, and they annihilated all of the seeds, which was fine. I mean, I'm not gonna do a ton with asparagus seeds because they take so long if you do it from seeds. That would be like a 5-year process. But it was such a super fun experiment to see if I could actually do it, and I did it. And my sage is going to flower. It's so pretty though. Let me see. That smells so nice. And I did plant the lettuce and the spinach here. I have little bits. Look at these potatoes. I planted potatoes here like 4 years ago. Good God. I did see somewhere that was like, careful where you plant your potatoes if you plant them in a bed. So now I really got to think about that. But I just have a few bits of this butter crunch lettuce. I don't need a lot. I don't need a lot of plants because I don't eat it. I would prefer to put it on a sandwich or something versus like eating a ton of salads. And my husband eats spinach. It's kind of sporadic here, but every year is different. You want to go check out the babies before we go? Let's see if we can get to the babies. They are something else. They are so funny. Where? I just want to take a video of the babies. They're getting so daring. They're out and about, and see, they like, whoa. They're starting to do their own thing a little bit. They don't go far from Coco, but they're starting to get their feathers in. Oh, no. No, you're too heavy for me. You're too heavy. Oh gosh. No. Oh, baby. Yeah, well, how about that? You're such a goofball. You're too heavy for me. All right, well, that's chapter 2 of the gardening tour 2023. Ow! And as always, from my coop to yours, thank you for growing with me so I can grow with you. Oh, get off me.